A couple of weeks ago, a former colleague of mine was criticizing Nigerian YouTube movies for what he described as plain and unimaginative plot. And I thought about it, and the guy seemed right. After all, most of the YouTube movies that I've watched had plain and sometimes even boring plot. But then I have just seen a YouTube movie which gave me a timely reminder that there are still Nigerian YouTube movies with great plots. Guys, I'm talking about this movie directed by Omoruyi Efusa Emmanuel. Now, the title of the movie is Over Her Shoulder. In this movie, after Nathaniel, acted by Maurice Sam, nearly ran over Jasmine with his car, he stopped, took her to the hospital, and dropped her off in her house. Both of them seemed to be instantly attracted to each other, so the plot thickened when they coincidentally became team members over a project at work. But just as Nathaniel was about to confess his love to Jasmine, he was hit with the reality of Jasmine having a fiancé, a man called Cole. He pleaded to remain friends with Jasmine while he plotted to frame up Jasmine's fiancé, that's Cole, so he could have Jasmine to himself alone. There are a few things I love about this movie. Firstly, some of the twists were unexpected, positively unexpected. When Jasmine noticed that she was being stalked, my first thought was that it had to be Nathaniel, after he was rebuffed especially. But after the man arrested in Jasmine's house accused Jasmine's fiancé and his call history showed that he had contacted Cole, I immediately exonerated Nathaniel, only for me to be served a shocker in the end. It was Nathan all along. Secondly, Maurice Sam and Chioma Nwaoha played their roles commendably, and it was so easy for me to share their experiences and feelings as though I was in their shoes. That was how good they were in the roles that they played. This is what good acting does, and therefore kudos to Maurice Sam and Chioma Nwaoha. Thirdly, there's a lesson in this movie that things are not always what they seem, and that those in committed relationships should keep their eyes focused. If Jasmine had not entertained Nathaniel and given him the green light, perhaps none of what happened to her would have happened to her. If she realized early on that she had a fiancé and then didn't give green light to Nathaniel to come as close as he did, perhaps she would not have experienced all that she experienced. No? But there were two things the movie could have done better. First, the writer of the story was not consistent with something. I mean, after Jasmine embarrassed Nathan for not informing her before coming to her house, Nathan continued to visit her without informing her. I mean, the first time after the embarrassment was maybe explainable because Nathan claimed to have called her several times, but Jasmine did not take his calls. But Nathan didn't have any excuse for all the times, including the time he visited and met Jasmine's fiancé. Someone embarrassed you. And of course, Nathan got very angry after then and zoned out a bit because he was embarrassed and asked to leave for visiting without informing her. And yet he kept doing that. There was no other time, he was shown trying to contact her before going to see her, as if there was no lesson learned. So whether be it a mistake on the part of the writer by not emphasizing that in his subsequent visits, or a way to show that Nathan was stubborn, although that was not mentioned, it should have been something that Jasmine should have taken note of to say, oh, despite my warning to you, you still are visiting without calling me. Something like that to emphasize that he is being stubborn. Also, it was very strange that Nathan brought Jasmine to his house, yet left his room unlocked, despite knowing that a phone and a diary which contained evidence of his crime were easily accessible in his bedside drawer. You would imagine that something that implicating should have been hidden securely. Now, even the phone should have been locked, but it wasn't, because Jasmine was able to access the phone easily to see that, oh, he had been watching her via CCTV camera, which was sending feeds to his phone directly. But despite these 2 points, Over Her Shoulder is a movie I happily rate a 7/10. And I'm not generous with my rating, so this is a good movie and I recommend it. Now, don't forget to like this video, share it, and please subscribe so you get to watch more reviews when I post them.